It's Monday the 4th of September 2017 and I'm at Wye in Kent to do a walk along North Downs Way. Now, joining North Downs Way, I'm using part of the Folkestone branch of the North Downs Way. I'm going to Boughton Aluph, or just before there, to join the Canterbury loop of North Downs Way. And this is the way we need to go through there. Weather's not too great, it's been raining, but forecast to brighten up this afternoon. The clear path goes across this field, heading towards Boughton Aluph. At the next stile there's confirmation we're on North Downs Way, and that's the way forward there. Looking back from the continuation of the path, there's a view over Wye Downs where the Folkestone branch of North Downs Way goes. This is looking back. North Downs Way now heads along this narrow track towards the main road. Now at the main road, which we cross and continue along the path directly opposite. The path follows the main road for a short distance and then bears right across this field. Further along the field path, now heading to the road on the outskirts of Boughton Aluph. Now joining the road on the outskirts of Boughton Aluph, and there's evidence of the rain. We only go a short distance along this road. Further along the road on the right are the signposts where the North Downs Way splits. I'm now going to follow the Canterbury loop up there, heading towards Boughton Aluph Church. We now go along the edge of this field, heading towards Boughton Aluph Church still. Near the church, the path transfers to the other side of the hedge. Now at Boughton Aluph Church. Over there, seating round that tree. Another view of Boughton Aluph Church. Beyond the church, North Downs Way continues along this grassy path. Views over to the right, although not at their best in this weather. Now crossing a stile, and as you can see from this way marker, we turn immediately right. Now crossing this very large field on a clear path. Views to the left and views to the right, although these ones are very hazy in this weather. We now cross this road, White Hill, and continue straight on. North Downs Way now starts to climb towards the large expanse of woodland known as King's Wood. And at this point we have views to the left, and again views to the right. Getting a bit clearer now. Really excellent views now, and the weather is brightening up. We're going to turn right, and you can see that hedge in the mid-distance, and ascend steeply up there. I've now turned right and I'm on the ascent along the hedged path, still on North Downs Way. Still climbing. This great view opens up over to the left. We're on Soakham Downs, heading for King's Wood. At the top of the climb on Soakham Downs, the path bears right. Heading along the North Downs Way along the top of Soakham Downs, heading to Kingswood. At this cross path we bear right into Kingswood along the North Downs Way. A few yards on from the last clip, North Downs Way takes this fork to the left. The path descends to this crossing of tracks where we keep straight on. Another fork where we go left, up there. We've now entered thicker woodland in Kingswood. The path strides on through Kingswood. Later, there's a fence on the right. At this point, a footpath goes off to the left, but we continue straight on. We now pass this faded North Downs Way mileage marker. 10 miles to Canterbury I can make out, but not much else. And we are continuing through Kingswood along North Downs Way. There are some very tall trees over to the left further on. And there is the wide track of North Downs Way through Kingswood. This is really beautiful woodland. The continuing path is now open over to the right. There's a sign for Kingswood. Obviously this is pointing back the way I've come. At this T-junction we turn right. That's the way of North Downs Way. The path runs downhill. North Downs Way is still heading downhill on this wide path. At the bottom, the route turns left. Along this path. We're now heading for Chilham and the end of the walk. North Downs Way now joins this small road, Mountain Street, which heads into Chilham. Still heading along Mountain Street towards Chilham. Great view opening up over to the right. And there's Mountain Street ahead. A long straight section of Mountain Street. Confirmation that we're on North Downs Way, and the route now goes up School Hill to the square at Chilham. Now at the square at Chilham, which seems to be one massive car park, all that needs to be done now is to walk along the road to Chilham railway station. This is where I'm leaving North Downs Way. Now at Chilham station and the end of today's walk along North Downs Way.